Alright, so now that we've discussed horizontal, we're going to discuss a more usable, or the way that we generally play as guitar players, which is vertical. Okay, so before we actually learn to physically play the G major scale, what we're going to do is learn how to read the grid so you know where to put your fingers. So if you'll remember back to the beginning of the tape, we had the fingering chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, so you know which finger to be using. Each one of these little circles has a number inside of it. Those numbers are representative of your fingers. So this obviously is your second finger, or your fourth finger, or your pinky. So don't confuse these numbers with being your frets. They're your fingers. Secondly, we have each one of these individual lines represents a string. As you can see across the top here, we have the 6th string, or the E string, 5th string A, 4th string D, 3rd string G, 2nd string B, 1st string E. Okay? So then the last thing to look at here is along the side here we get these fret markers. So the Roman numeral 1 is your 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. This means your 4th fret and your 5th fret. So let's just go through this now. So the way to identify it is, first, which string are we on? So this very first red dot is our starting point. So that's on the 6th string, as you can see. It's telling you to use your second finger, or your middle finger, and then which fret. So as you can see, this is the 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. Okay? 6th string, 2nd finger, 3rd fret. Okay. Then we're moving right along. We're going to be leaving this finger, the 2, right where it is. We're going to stretch our 4th finger out to the 5th fret, and you'll notice that it's still in line with that first note, so that would still be the 6th string. So we got the 6th string, 3rd fret, 2nd finger, 6th string, 5th fret, 4th finger, or your pinky. Okay? Moving right along, you'll notice that everything shifts over 1. Now we're on to the 5th string. So on the 5th string, we're going to be starting with our 1st finger at the 2nd fret, followed by 1 fret higher, our 2nd finger at the 3rd fret, and finally our 4th finger at the 5th fret. It'd probably do you some good to just slowly play through this as I explain it right now. So if you're not doing that, start doing that now. Alright, we're moving right along then to the 4th string. So on the 4th string, we're at our 1st finger on the 2nd fret. As you can see, the 2nd fret. Still on the 4th string, moving down, up 2 frets to our 3rd finger at the 4th fret. You want to leave your fingers down each time that you're placing them. So after you get to this 3rd finger, leave it there. And now we move on to the 4th finger, the pinky, at the 5th fret. Okay? So, moving right along, the next string is nice and easy. The thing you'll want to notice is that it's exactly the same as what was on the 4th string, but we'll go through that again anyway. So now we're on to the 3rd string, or the G string. We have our 1st finger at the 2nd fret. Leave that one there again. Skipping over the 3rd string, we come to the 3rd fret rather. We come to our 3rd finger at the 4th fret, and then moving on to the 4th finger at the 5th fret. Alright, hopefully you're getting this by now. So now we're on to the 2nd string, and we're going to restart there. We have our 2nd finger at the 3rd fret, 2nd string, 2nd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string, 4th finger, 5th fret, and then moving on to the 1st string, we get our 1st finger, 2nd fret, then to the 2nd finger, 3rd fret, and then the 4th finger, 5th fret. Okay, so you're going to be reading through this. Now I'm going to move on to actually physically demonstrate this for you so you can see how it should sound. Okay, And what we get here is what we call position playing, where your hand isn't going to be flying all around the guitar. It's just going to kind of be in this position. So we'll be looking at this starting once again from the G note, but this time you'll notice that I'm starting with my second finger. What I'm going to do first is just kind of play this through. Try to hear do, re, mi maybe as we go through this. Here we go. Okay, so that's the vertical way to play it. There seems to be a lot more notes there, but really what's happening is it's the same set of notes that we just talked about going this way, only going this way. So here they are one more time. It's a G note moving a whole step to an A note, moving a whole step to a B note, moving a whole step to a C note. Oh, I'm sorry, a half step. From a B note to a C note is a half step. Moving from C to D is a whole step. D to E is a whole step. E to F sharp is a whole step. And F sharp to G returns us home. So if I could do one more thing for you real quick, let me just play those two things back to back and you'll hear that they're exactly the same. G, A, okay. Hear how that's exactly the same thing? Now what's going to happen is you just repeat the same thing for the second half of the instrument.